Hello everyone. Today in this presentation, we will be talking about telepathology. This presentation is being presented to you by Nahida Sultana Sheila, Nomi Farnaz, and Nasfa Tasnim Ahmed.
Firstly, we have to know what is telepathology. Telepathology is the practice of pathology at a distance, transmitting macroscopic or microscopic images using telecommunication links for remote interpretations, second opinions, or consultations for educational purposes. In order to perform telepathology, a pathologist must choose the video images that need to be analyzed and then render a diagnosis. The images for telepathologists can be transmitted by ordinary telephone lines, high-speed digital lines, satellites, and internet. There are basically three steps for telepathology. The first step is pre-imaging steps, which consist of sample preparations and staining by a histology laboratory. The second step is imaging steps, which consist of formation of a digital image by a virtual slide scanner and a digital image sampling by the sensor. And the final step is processing of digital information, which consists of image compressions, transmission of a digital image file, and display of the digital image file on the pathologist's video display. The main components of telepathology system is a conventional microscope, a method of image capture, workstation at the receiving side with high quality monitor to view the images, telecommunication links between sending and receiving sides, and mechanical hardware to allow the receiving pathologist to control the microscopic form of a distance and view the entire slide in real time. So, there are benefits and challenges for telepathologists. The several benefits of telepathologists are expert opinion can be rapidly obtained, provision of an urgent diagnostic in the absence of local pathologists, image analysis and education and training. There are several challenges for telepathologists such as quality issues, legal issues, patient confidentiality, training in pathology skill, de-skilling, discrepancy, reporting and audit, and backup plan. There are three major types of telepathology systems. One, static image system, two, real-time system, and three, virtual slide system. Static image system use a camera to capture a part of a slide, which can then be sent to another location using email or web-based uploading system. The main advantage of static image systems is it is cheaper, simplest, and commonest, and accuracy approaches that of conventional. The disadvantage of static image systems is that it is poor image quality and field selection, and for large complex specimens, handicaps for pre-selected images is more pronounced. The second system is real-time system, which use a remote control microscope that allows the consulting pathologist to navigate the slide from a distant locations. The main advantages of real-time system is that it is most appropriate system for frozen section pathology and for understaffed area. It involves the transmission of microscopic slide images to recipient in real time by live telecommunication. With the implement of remote robotic, microscopic recipient can completely control the magnification and slide. The disadvantages of this system are that it is expensive and not easy to maintain. Usually fitted with charge coupled device, video camera, high resolution video monitors, proprietary software, and high performance hardware. It needs a stable and broadband telecommunication link between the center and display. The third system is virtual slide system, which use an automated scanner that takes a visual image of the entire slide, which can be then forwarded to another location for diagnosis. The advantages of this system are no need of having multiple images, it's more accurate and easy to share, and also help to generate teaching sets, which are virtual slide boxes where database storage can be done on a central server, which can include wide case range and rare case that do not fade, break, or disappear. The disadvantages of virtual slide systems are that these virtual slides have extremely large file size, sometimes exceeding 1.5 GB, hence cannot be transmitted easily with the present network bandwidth limitations. So therefore, the solution is for virtual slide boxes. Comparison between the various modes of telepathology. Static image system involves capturing of still images from a microscopic and transmitting them in asynchronous mode, while on the other hand, a real-time or dynamic system uses a digital or video camera with analog to digital output transfers a video stream from the remote site to the telepathology service provider site in real time. There is also another kind of system which is called hybrid system, which combines of static and dynamic image transmissions, which is advantageous for telepathology practice.
The current global scenario of telepathology. Here is a list of some companies and their service and technologies until 2016. Some of the key factors, such as efficient cost of telepathology products, ease of virtual transportation of slides, and high efficiency of telepathology systems, are the major factors that boost the growth of the global telepathology market. The worldwide 2020 COVID-19 crisis provided healthcare in general with tremendous challenges, and even though pathology may not have been in the primary line of fire, rising number of infections creates staffing shortages, and other hospital departments might require pathology employees to fill more urgent positions. Furthermore, lockdown measures and social distancing caused many people to stay and work from home. During this crisis, it became clearer than ever what an asset telepathology is to keep pathologists, molecular biologists, and pathology assistants engaged in the diagnostic process in a responsible way. Now, we will see some recently established companies and their product, services, and technologies for telepathology. Let's talk about Microvisioneer at first. They provide a software named Manual WSI, which is used for capturing manual whole slide images in SVS, DIF, and BMP formats, which can be easily viewed and analyzed by major available viewer and image analysis tools like CDEN and QUPath. For upgrading microscope to a manual scanner, first of all, the microscope should be converted to a suitable camera and the software will be installed. Then, by manually moving the microscope, a whole slide image will be captured. For sharing the images, they also provide a software named InstaSlide to share high-quality images within seconds. Another company is Augmentix, which provides a number of softwares for capturing, analyzing, and sharing high-quality images. They also provide a camera which has 3 components, and the most interesting component is Augmented Reality Microscope, or ARM. ARM removes the need of costly whole slide imaging by adding a digital overlay on top of the regular view of an object. ARM is attached between the existing microscope's objectives and eyepiece unit. An integrated camera captures images of the field of view in real time, allowing the pathologist to continue viewing the sample through the microscope ocular lens. ARM can then overlay additional information, including morphometric tools, advanced cell analysis, and critical case data onto the microscope field of view without having to first digitizing a plus line. The software they provide are for automatic pathology case report generation, image analysis by artificial intelligence, real-time telepathology, automatic microscope metadata collection, and sharing of images with high security. Here presenting another company named Motic Digital Pathology, providing 3 main products. Motic EasyScan 1 is a single slide scanner that feeds discretely on any desktop and integrates into the workflow. Pictures can be saved in TICOM format. One can view slides from any internet connected device by it. It is simple to set up and easy to use with affordable pricing. The FS Live Telepathology is a groundbreaking system built for real-time remote diagnosis and intraoperative consultations on frozen sections. Pathologists can take full control on operating the scanner like a robotic microscope by it. Lastly, Motic Flow can connect pathologist experts via a web-based browser and provide better care to patients. Here is the overall service of Motic Digital Pathology. They also provide slide encryption for data security. Agogo is another company combining its secure telepathology platform with its network of certified pathologists. They have automated workflow to manage diagnostic consultations, including primary, secondary, and intraoperative diagnostics. The platform is cloud-based and integrates seamlessly with their slide servers. It includes an embedded digital viewer, which allows even the largest images to be retrieved from the cloud, viewed and annotated at speeds comparable to the local connection, all according to the highest privacy and security standards. Correct annotations of massive amounts of WSI are the key to successful introduction of artificial intelligence in digital pathology, which is why these companies rely on broad expertise of Agogo and its international network of pathologists to annotate the images. Specialist Direct provides a portable scanner with the properties of digitizing and uploading slides with its automated JetFocus stitching function. Creating high-resolution, digitized, and shareable images is simple. Through its live mode feature, slides can be displayed on large screen to collaborate with colleagues in real time. The device is durable, ISO certified, and backed by a reliable warranty and support. Here is the comparison slide with the unique properties of each company.
The status of telepathology in Bangladesh is still at an emerging state. Not a lot of telepathology services is available currently. There still is no established telepathology network in the country. One of the available services from Amara Medicals is that they can arrange to take an opinion from pathologists in Europe and America. Government Communications has a developmental prototype system which they started in 2016 in 4 different rural and suburban hospitals for unreached communities of Bangladesh. If telepathology is implemented in Bangladesh, it can have a multitude of benefits. The first one being the accessibility of care. Access to pathology is critical to diagnosis. The absence of local pathologists in rural areas can be mitigated by telepathology. Another benefit can be better access to consultation. This will be helpful for isolated pathologists needing a second opinion and for referrals to subspecialist pathologists located in capital cities. Easy access to patient files is another very important benefit. It can also reduce travel time for pathologists. And it can also, telepathology can also facilitate learning and expertise building. Digitally storing and using patient slides provides an educational benefit for medical students in colleges around the country. But implementing telepathology in Bangladesh has its challenges as well. The first one being the technical feasibility issues. As we all know, network connectivity in our country is not optimal. Image quality, bandwidth, hardware selection, and implementation, all of these would prove to be a challenge in our country. This hardware will also have financial barriers, as this whole system will cost a fortune to implement. Another challenge that might pose itself is the absence of rapport among the pathologists. The consulting pathologists may find it worrisome to give a diagnosis based on the image acquired by a third party. The suboptimal preparation of slides is also a major concern in Bangladesh. Images for remote diagnosis depend largely on the lab technician working on location, and they might not always be aptly skilled, which can also raise the question of quality assurance. There also might be a resistance among the senior pathologists to shift to telepathology. Telepathology, more than any other forms of telemedicine, involves radical changes in workflow and professional responsibilities. This adds steps to the already established process and involves laboratory technicians performing the tasks previously devolved onto pathologists. And the pathologists might find it difficult to rely on that. In conclusion, we can say that telepathology is a collaborative endeavor of a group of people, pathologists, surgeons, and laboratory technicians. Success implies close collaboration and coordination among those healthcare professionals. But to implement this system in our country, there will need to be some careful concerns. The first one being telepathology can be time consuming. Pathology slows workflow by adding steps to the pathology process as opposed to just simply picking up a slide and positioning it in a microscope. This problem needs to be addressed. Some automation can be done in this field. The next step that can be taken is arranging training workshops. Familiarity with the system and training reduces resistance and improves efficiency. But the most important step that can be taken is ensuring technical support for the clinicians and technicians who are less familiar with IT. Healthcare organizations need to partner with reliable IT providers to support and update the systems in use and provide the support that is needed. Thank you, everyone. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask.